breath, mind, and heart. In the practice of living awareness, breath is a fundamental, just like it is in every other meditation practice all around the world and down through history. Now, although I could speak a lot on why that is so for other practices, other premises within their religions and within their philosophies, although I could speak on that quite a bit, I want to focus on breath as part of the practice of living awareness. We begin every meditation in our practice with a smile. And of course, most of us have our eyes closed, so it doesn't matter if inside ourselves we kind of think we look silly or something, and that doesn't matter. But we start with a smile because a smile changes everything. And when we begin a meditation practice with a smile, then every part of us starts to actually enjoy sitting down to do a meditation practice instead of it being a should. Instead of it being solemn and rigorous and that kind of sternness that down through the ages has actually been a very core part and part of meditation training that has happened down through the ages. And within the practice of living awareness, there is a tremendous amount of joy. And that is, I should have said that as part of the philosophy, but it underlies, it supports the practice overall, is that, as awareness increases, we don't get more, serious, we get lightness. And so it brings lightness to us. As I say oftentimes when I speak publicly on these things, instead of having an, kind of an attitude about anything, we go, about it. And when we start to do that with ourselves, which the smile can bring, no matter what the situation is, and we smile about it, instead of having a challenging emotion around it, we find ourselves, in fact, changing the to an and of course it changes everything, which is what smile does. And so as we start our meditation practice with a smile, we not only are cultivating that joy, happiness, a smile is how we begin our meditation practice. Thus, meditation is a smiley thing. But it also means that a smile is sat with. We often, our smile will come across our lips, come across our face, but it's very fleeting oftentimes. And with the practice of living awareness, we're going to learn to sit with that for a few minutes because joy is present. Joy can be readily available. Which leads us to breath, because the second thing we do is we take a breath. And we will find ourselves coming to feel the breath that is automatically, easily, effortlessly flowing inside us, inside our body. Why? Because that's what keeps us alive. We could go days without eating. We can even go days, less of them, but we can go days without water. We can't go too many minutes without air. So breath is life. Breath is life. And everything on the planet, everything in cosmos, shares breath, shares its rhythms, its eternal flow, its come and go, its receive and release. There are many things. Its spaciousness, its directional quality. So the practice of living awareness, first off, it's a guided meditation. Not obnoxiously. There's a lot of space for everybody's meditation to take root, to deepen, and to not have somebody nanneringly in their ears. But it is a guided meditation. And that's important because our life is a lot more sensory reactive than when the ancients first started to meditate. And certainly, until very modern times, life had more quietude in it, just naturally so. It also had more nature to it, naturally so. The contradistinction to that, or those who didn't have that, were the people that lived in city areas. But the rest of humanity has had more nature, more quietude, more space. Well, now, because we live in a modern day, in a modern age, and technology and everything else, to sit somebody down for 45 minutes, for a half an hour, and say, just focus on your nose. Focus on a thought. Watch your thoughts come and go. Which is what the ancients said. It's a wonderful practice. It's really hard to do in a modern age. It's really hard to do as a westernized person. Because we don't live in ancient times. So I should have said that about the practice. The practice acknowledges who we are now. And that's huge. Because, and then I'll get back to the breath, we are the seed. We are the flower of all the seeds that were planted in our past. I'm not talking about past life, reincarnation and stuff, although I am, but that might not float your boat. So, I am talking about that all philosophy, all religion has had meditation and contemplation as part of it since day one. And those meditation practices, those contemplation practices, and the results of them in mystical experiences, in saints and sages, in the everyday layperson who has been caught up in their heart and caught up in a joy and a rapture and a goodness towards their fellow man or towards their God. So we, in the modern age, we are the flower, we are the blossoming of all that's been seeded into humanity's consciousness, meditatively. Now, the reason to say this then is because breath wants to work with that. Breath wants to bring us back to here, our self right here, because this is who's breathing. And in doing that, we will come to feel inside that God, if that's what is important, God is breathing in here. That nature is breathing in here. That our neighbor, our lover, our child is breathing in here. So, by coming to ourself, yes with breath, yes with heart, yes with mind, we will find that in fact all those things and all those qualities that we are searching for in the transcendent way, we just have to come home because they're right here.